What's up, you guys? If you've been struggling to beat the Molten Acari and this fight's taking you more than 5 minutes to get through, well, stick around because I've got the tips you're gonna need to take this big bad bug down. Like most traditional bosses, this is a 3-phase fight that progressively gets more and more difficult and changes up what you'll need to do to be successful. We're gonna talk about each of these phases one at a time, and I'm gonna break down the weapons and the skills you may want to put onto your gear to make your lives a whole lot easier no matter what your class. As we go through this, I want you guys to consider liking and subscribing. Those are free ways you can support the channel, and they do mean a lot. So let's get right into it with the first of 3 phases. Blue AoE circles will pop up all over the map as Acari jumps to you and on you, trying to smash you and knock you over. He will also jump and smash the ground, creating lines of lava damage that flow through, as you can see right here. Unlike the normal red AoE damage markers, blue just shines a whole lot better in this map, and I'm really thankful the Outriders team did that. After a short while, Acari will climb up onto the wall to a seemingly safe vantage and drop AoE bombs that, obviously, if you stand in within the blue AoE circles, will continue to do damage. After a few rounds of bomb damage, he will jump back off the wall and continue the smash and jump. Let's get into our 3 big tips for mastering Phase 1. Tip number 1 is breakable parts. You're going to want to break off as many of the molten rock shells that cover the Acari as possible. Breaking off the shells allows you to shoot the softer bits and do more damage. But be aware, the more Acari stays in lava, the more those pieces regenerate. Be sure to target his abdomen. The next tip doesn't apply if you're really good at dodging or you're a technomancer, and that's lifesteal. Find a way for your character's class to bring lifesteal, like on the Trickster. I have a mod that applies to my Twisted Rounds ability, where each bullet affected by twisted rounds provides me a little bit of lifesteal. That helps me sustain a bit better and continue to do damage while getting health back. Tip number 3 is bring a weapon that's good at long range as well as a weapon that's good at close range. Don't be like me and bring an SMG and a shotgun to a boss fight where you're going to want to have a lot more ability to do damage at range. These 3 tips should help you get through Phase 1 a whole lot easier. Once you get that first health bar down, Acari jumps into the lava and comes back for Phase 2. Phase 2 is an extended version of Phase 1 with a different beginning and includes none other than these kamikaze bugs, the Spiderlings. These Spiderlings will jump at you and explode, dealing damage, but if you are a close combat class like a Devastator, they will actually heal you as well as do damage. So if you got a barrier, like my Trickster does here, you're not too worried. While he does do the smash and pound as well as the jump, Acari does like to spew lava all over the place. This does make him static and much more easier to shoot. His abdomen does have an extra layer of protection, but if you target it just like you did in the other phases, you'll be able to do really good damage. Just like the first phase, once he hits onto the wall, he's going to move around a lot more, but will be easily targetable for a short while he shoots more Spiderlings onto the map. Another small phase is where Acari puts himself into the corner, surrounds himself with Spiderlings, and then spews lava out of his abdomen. Like I said, guys, he's much more static in this fight, and if you've got the ability to avoid damage from the Spiderlings, this fight can be really, really easy. Tip number 1 is use the Spiderlings to your advantage and as an increased source of sustain. That's what they're there for. They're meant to help keep you alive and renew you for the fight. Acari is much more static in this phase of the fight, so if you can stay on his side and do much more damage there, you'll be much more survivable, and the Spiderlings will just kind of chase you around, and you'll be able to get them and still put damage onto Acari, moving you into Phase 3. Phase 3 can be incredibly difficult if you don't understand the mechanics of the fight. Acari morphs into a giant face-hugging worm that spews lava out of its sides. The first part of the fight will see Acari static and in the middle of the map where lava is spewing out of cracks. He will slowly turn in a circle, so try to avoid the blue spots and blue lines there that you see there, as well as stay out of the pools of lava that are created in the map as you go. Don't get distracted by glitched out Spiderlings like I did here and almost die. Besides being a spinning lava turret, Acari will dip down and return to smash the ground in several places before dipping back into the lava and then summoning some Spiderlings, spewing more lava in his AoE turret circle. Tip number 1 for this phase is don't get tunnel vision. Be sure to be paying attention to those AoE markers where that high damage lava will be. Tip number 2 is don't forget to sustain from the Spiderling. There aren't that many in this fight, but they will help you and keep you alive just that bit longer. And tip number 3 is when you are not dodging, shoot. Using that close range weapon that we brought along with us, this is probably the easiest way and the most high volume piece of the fight. Don't get distracted, stay on the move, and this fight will not be as difficult as it may seem at first. If you guys made it this far, please do consider liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel, and it doesn't cost you guys a thing. If you want more Square Enix love, check out my Marvel's Avengers content you see on your screen right now. Until the next time, guys, stay out of trouble, make good choices, and may the Force be with you. I'll see you guys in the next one.